Guys, my name is Nonima Tikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today, let's talk about our queen, Queen Mshololo. Oh, she is the queen. She is king, man. She is king. Oh, Mshololo, my dear. She is king. I don't care who says what. Now, let's talk about the exchange between Advocate Mshololo and Colonel Khumalo. Which is potentially one of the most significant pieces of evidence regarding the controversial Nongoma docket issue because it deals directly with the history, ownership, suspect identity, and final outcome of the case. All right, of case 163 of 10, 2018. Now, key admissions made by Colonel Khumalo when he was speaking to Mshololo. One, Bongani Ndanzi was never a suspect. In the Nongoma case, Advocate Mshololo established the following. Khumalo was the official investigating officer. He had custody and knowledge of the docket. He confirmed under oath that Bongani Ndanzi was never a suspect in the case. The question, was the name Bongani Ndanzi ever a suspect under this case? Case 16, Nongoma case 163 of 8, 2018. The answer, no, never. This is a direct denial from investigating officer himself. Second, no request from the cold case team appears anywhere. Let's look at that. Mshololo then tested the state's narrative that the Pretoria team had an interest in the docket. Khumalo stated, there is no entry on the SEPS system. There is no record showing the cold case unit requested the docket. No official trial exists. Instead, Khumalo says they simply arrived in KwaNongoma looking for the file. This is important because serious investigation usually leave documentary footprints. Requests for dockets are generally recorded. Movement of active matter dockets are usually traceable. According to Khumalo, none of that exists. This was now during, it happened all day, but now we're focusing on Mshololo's cross-examination. Thirdly, what we found when it was Mshololo, the Pretoria team appeared not to know basic information. Khumalo made a remarkable observation. If they had done their homework, the system would have shown the docket was no longer in KwaNongoma. In other words, they traveled from Pretoria, the docket was not there, the system already showed who had it. Khumalo essentially suggested that the trip made little investigative sense to him as an investigator. This may become relevant during closing arguments because it raises questions about why the docket became important to the Pretoria team. Number 4, the suspect was Mr. Buthelezi, not Bongani Ndanzi. Mr. Qiniselani Bheki Buthelezi. This may be the worst damaging answer ever. Mshololo established when the Pretoria team contacted Khumalo, the suspect was Mr. Qiniselani Bheki Buthelezi. When the docket went to Advocate Gaba, the suspect was Mr. Buthelezi still. When the docket came back from Advocate Gaba, the suspect was Mr. Buthelezi still, not Bongani Ndanzi. The name never changed. Now, point number 5, what we saw when it comes to Mshololo. The case was finalized in court. Mshololo then moved to the ultimate question, was the matter finalized? Khumalo answered 25 March 2022. Outcome, guilty as charged for Mr. Qiniselani Buthelezi. Who got convicted? Mr. Qiniselani Buthelezi, not Bongani Ndanzi. This means the docket proceeded through the criminal justice system. The accused stood trial. The judgment was delivered. A conviction was secured. And that convicted person was not Bongani Ndanzi. Now, why this evidence matters? Mshololo appears to be constructing a very specific argument. 1, the Nongoma docket existed. It had an investigating officer. That was number 2. Number 3, it had a named suspect. Number 4, it went through prosecution. Number 5, It was finalized in court. Number 6, the convicted person was Buthelezi. Number 7, Bongani Ntanzi never appeared as a suspect. Never appeared as a suspect, Bongani Ntanzi. Never, ever. It has never happened. He was never that person. Now, if accepted by the trial court, Judge Ratha, who is refusing to accept it, by the way, this testimony creates a direct conflict with any suggestion that case 163 of 10/2018 was legitimately a Bongani Ntanzi case. That is what Mshololo showed when it comes to her cross-examination. Now, possible defense implications. The defense could argue the Nongoma docket cannot be used as evidence of Ntanzi's alleged criminal history. Any attempt to associate Ntanzi with that docket is unsupported by the official SEPS records described by Khumalo. The investigating officer responsible for the docket rejected the claim that Ntanzi was ever a suspect. The docket ended with a conviction against another individual entirely who is not Bongani Ntanzi. What Mshololo was really trying to prove, looking at the sequence of questions, Mshololo was not merely asking about administration. She was building a chain. Who investigated the docket? Khumalo. Who was the suspect? Buthelezi. Was Ntanzi ever a suspect? Never, ever. Did Pretoria officially request it? No record. Did the prosecutor ever receive a docket naming Ntanzi? Never. Did the docket return naming Ntanzi? Never. Who was convicted? Buthelezi, but not Bongani Ntanzi. Not Bongani Ntanzi. The cumulative effect is to suggest that the official history of the case 163 of 10/2018 does not support a connection between Bongani Ntanzi and that specific Nongoma matter. As always, the ultimate finding will depend on the full evidence before the court and the judgment of Judge Ratha Mokgoatlheng, but this was undoubtedly one of the strongest segments of Mshololo's cross-examination regarding the Nongoma docket. Whether Judge Ratha likes it or not, my God, OMG. OMG. Let's continue with what Mshololo was doing there, because Sana, now, furthermore, with the things that the portion of Advocate Mshololo's cross-examination was doing, it appears to be extremely significant because it deals with the final outcome of the Nongoma docket that were allegedly linked to Bongani Ntanzi by the investigating team. Now, let's do step-by-step analysis. 1, confirmation that the docket were consolidated. Mshololo says, the Nongoma case 163 of 10/2018 and Nongoma case 410 of 12/2016 were consolidated. Khumalo, yes. Now, the importance of this, this establishes that 2 cases became one trial process before the matter was heard in court. The significance is that if the state wanted to know who was charged, who was convicted, and what happened in the matter, they could simply look at the consolidated case records. Secondly, confirmation that consolidation happened before trial. Mshololo, they were consolidated before the trial. Khumalo, correct. Importance of that, this means the consolidation was not something that happened after conviction. The cases move together through the criminal justice system. That creates a complete paper trail. Thirdly, confirmation that both cases were finalized. Mshololo, they were finalized at the same time. Khumalo, correct. Importance of this, that this destroys any suggestion that case 163 of 10/2018 remained open and unresolved against Bongani Ntanzi. According to Khumalo, the cases were emerged, the trial was completed, the judgment was delivered. Judgments for both were delivered. Number 4, conviction details. Mshololo, can you tell the court the result? Khumalo, there were 11 counts in total, and the count 1 resulted in life imprisonment. This is a major moment, Kesana. Khumalo is now discussing the actual outcome of the consolidated matter. The court is hearing from the official investigating officer who has access to the docket and records. The important question, Mshololo, was the person convicted Mr. Bongani Ndanzi? Khumalo, no, it was Mr. Buthelezi. This is the bombshell. According to Khumalo, the person convicted was not Bongani Ndanzi. The person sentenced to life imprisonment was Mr. Buthelezi. If accepted by court, this raises serious questions regarding why the Nongoma dockets later became linked to Ndanzi during the Senzo Meyiwa investigation. Now, the final confirmation, Mshololo did this. So both matters were finalized. Khumalo, that is correct. This closes the loop. This closes the loop. Khumalo's evidence is the cases existed, they were consolidated, they went to trial, they were finalized, convictions were obtained. The convicted person was not Bongani Ndanzi. Now, why Mshololo asked these questions? Mshololo appears to be building a chain of evidence. Step 1, establish who the official investigating officer was. Step 2, establish that Bongani Ndanzi was not a suspect in case 163 of 10/2018. Step 3, establish the cold case unit was not officially assigned to investigate that case. Step 4, establish that the case proceeded through the criminal justice system and was finalized. Step 5, establish who was actually convicted. Step 6 shows that the convicted individual was not Bongani Ndanzi. The cumulative effect is to challenge the narrative that Ndanzi was genuinely linked to the Nongoma matter. Potential legal significance. If the court accepts Khumalo's evidence, the defense may argue the Nongoma case records do not place Bongani Ndanzi as the suspect. The matter had already been finalized through the courts. Another person was convicted and sentenced. Any later attempt to use the Nongoma matter against Ndanzi would require a clear evidential explanation. The key issue is not simply whether Ndanzi was mentioned somewhere, but whether there is reliable documentary evidence connecting him to the case. Khumalo's testimony appears aimed at showing that official docket history and courtroom outcome point in a different direction. Now, the takeaway from all of this is that this exchange may become one of the most important portions of Khumalo's evidence because it places on record that Nongoma case 163 of 10/2018 and Nongoma case 410 of 12/2016 were consolidated. The consolidated matter was finalized. A life sentence was imposed. The convicted person was Mr. Buthelezi. Bongani Ndanzi was not the convicted person, was not even wanted for the case to begin with. For the defense, this testimony supports their argument that the Nongoma case cannot simply be presented as proof that Ndanzi was involved without explaining why the official records and final court outcome do not reflect him as the accused who was convicted. That is what yesterday was all about. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Queen Mshololo, for me, we are coming back with another video when it comes to Mshololo because there is something that is significant that he did after all, she did after all of this. Thank you so much. I'll see you on our next video. Drop your comments in the comment section. Bye-bye.